press it. Numbers
Okay.
going. Okay.
Hello.
Sorry about that.
Good
You better be
bloopers.
working, bitch. Let me-
Good bloopers going. Jeez.
we play too much. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for tuning in to DBYT Podcast. I am Taisha, your host, and today we have Clarence again.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
If y'all remember last time we talked about dominance and submission, and that was about a year ago, a good year ago.
It was a
So
minute. It was a minute.
we done grew from then.
A lot.
We're 25 now.
Don't talk about it.
I'm turning 26 in like 2 months, so I
don't
mean.
want to talk about it.
But we wanted to speak on functionality. We wanted to speak on value. We wanted to speak on harmony, balance, all that good stuff today. Because literally, between Cam Newton and Nick Cannon,
Y'all.
this is the moment we've been waiting for.
All day.
We've been planning this for like 3 days.
It's an itch I can't scratch, y'all.
But I'm itchy. So we're gonna get straight into it. Both men had Miss Cheyenne Nicole, as he kept saying, Bryant, doctor.
Doctor.
Yes, doctor. Put
Mhm.
respect on that. Had her as a guest on their shows. You had Funky Friday with Cam Newton, and you got Council Culture with Nick Cannon. So we're gonna jump into Funky Friday first, cause
That's the one I seen.
that is, yeah. And I mean, Nick was cool. I just wanted to see how Dr. Bryant really carried herself in conversation and apparently around celebrities.
Yeah.
She I want to say she, first of all, depth.
Hold your own.
10 toes. She's standing.
Through everything. I loved it.
I like how she knew what she was talking about. There was nothing that could have been said that put doubt into her anything.
And that's what I liked a lot too.
Cam is rude.
Dismissive.
Is giving very much, oh, I'm bored of the conversation, let me talk, this is my show. And it's like, if you're gonna be like that, don't have guests
Cancel your show.
immediately. Because like, I just don't understand what was the point of having a professional. She was 17 years into her profession,
Yeah.
and you trying to tell her about statistics.
Due to your own prior knowledge. We're going to talk about that too.
I want to start off with one thing that she said, that she had people, well, I guess
That's right.
the family dynamic. Let's start off with how she was talking about the contrast of it all, and how she has people both that she doesn't want to be like, and people that, it's cool that they have it, but it's not hers.
Yeah.
So when you saw that part of the interview, what touched you on that part?
For me, it resonated only because I have men in my family who have succumbed to their own vices. So whether that be drugs, whether that be sex, whether that be money. And me growing up, I was like, they cool. Literally how she said. They were cool for the men that they were then.
Right.
I'm going to put it like that. Me growing up now, seeing the men who they became and from their experiences, I don't want to be nothing like them. But I do take
And no
little
disrespect,
things.
no
No
disrespect.
disrespect at all. Because I do take a lot of things from them, especially from my uncle who did pass, God rest his soul. I took a lot from him, especially because in his later years of life, it wasn't that you were scrambling to pick it up.
Right.
It's that you're scrambling to clean it up. You're actually doing the work to make sure that your kids know, okay, this is my father. Yes, he did. I think it's like 6 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them got different moms. Real similar to Cam Newton. But me also knowing that I have created broken homes and knowing that I have to put some type of pieces back together.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a little like, okay, I feel you on that, because I don't want to be like nobody else either. And I say that very vaguely and not vainly.
Okay.
Because it was a time where I did want to be like somebody else, even you, because I did not finish school and stuff like that. That was a tough time for me, seeing
Yeah.
people graduate, seeing people walk across the stage, and me knowing that I don't not only have the potential, but that is something that is in me.
Yeah.
I'm literally still in school right now.
Congratulations.
You know, finna graduate soon. Y'all come check me out. Y'all will see that later
That's
on.
what I'm talking about.
But just to know where I was, especially during that time of period, and just trying to scramble to do something and make something happen, it did show my resilience. But I also seen like, hey, that's what you took from them. So,
Yeah.
because they're still alive, they still trucking, they still trying, but nothing can be the try but a failure. But you gotta heal too.
Yeah.
You gotta do the work. So that's kind of what I took from that. Just I resonated with it.
I'm glad that you spoke on your school experience because I think a lot of people automatically would have thought I'm a failure, or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I didn't have that experience because, I mean,
You know.
I was a traditional 4-year. Okay, cool. I honestly don't like, and I don't like to say it like that, but it's like we all have our place. We all have our time. So you never know why something had to happen the way
Right.
it happened because
Right.
that gave you maybe something, maybe a push that, hey, I do want to finish. I do want to go back. I do want to get my degree. I want to, have that for self.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people feel like, or especially maybe more so back in the day, like, a bachelor's degree was everything. Oh, get your bachelor's.
Go to school, finish that, get the job. You have the career. You get the house. You get the everything that you wanted.
Yeah, you get the family, you get the kids, you get the husband, you get the, the vacations, you get that.
But
That is not I live at home and I work at a factory. I make golf balls. Like with my bachelor's in mass media. Like, can we okay. So it's like what people probably don't see on the outside is that like, oh, she actually smart. But a lot of people I don't like to speak on it to people that don't already know.
I feel that too.
Because their ignorance is my bliss. You know what I'm saying? Because they going to try to play me like I'm stupid, but I'm already ahead of you because I already done thought about it.
But because you're down, because your level of thinking is not to where I'm at, it's not even going to, you're not even going to hear me.
Yes.
So at a certain point, sometimes you do got to be a more intelligent being and say, well, I can educate or I can defecate because y'all ain't, boo.
and that actually speaks on what they were talking about in the episode as well, the high functionality and the high value.
Right.
For me, myself, I feel like I'm very high functioning. I can way since compared to my childhood, my emotional regulation is way better. Cause they know. I was such a hothead growing up.
I'm a contestant.
Man,
for sure.
I was an angry girl, and I'm still looking and dissecting that part of me. But value-wise, I have work. I have ways to go.
And that, like, okay, I do want to speak on that too.
Okay.
Because I feel like that speaks leaps in bounds for anybody to actually assess their actual value and then in turn say, hey, you know what? I don't have as much value as I think I have. I don't have as much value as I feel like I should have.
Yeah.
Because that kind of humbles you and actually puts you in a place to say, okay, what can I do to up the
elevate?
score?
Yes.
A lot of people are not up in the score because they feel like they should have more value than they do, but you got to look at what you did to get some value.
Yeah. And then on top of that, what are you comparing your value to? Because there was a segment in there where they talked about Oprah and her man.
Yeah.
They tried to make it seem like, oh, this man had what? I don't want to misquote, but they either said he was high functioning and low value because he made less money than Oprah, and they made a standing point that nobody is making Oprah's money. Mm-hmm. So if you're comparing yourself or your worth to Oprah, of course you're gonna be nothing. But if you compare him to us, oh, you got value, sir. You're valuable.
Perspective.
And okay, and I have a question for you.
Okay.
When assessing value, what components make you think of like, yes, this is valuable? What are those things?
I like that. So, of course, value comes from what you have or what you can bring to a table.
Okay.
Intelligence is definitely one.
Okay.
As we just said, I can't really keep up with you if you're not trying to at least get some knowledge to actually be on a level that you think you're on.
Mhm.
Um, I feel like assets because that's a very smart and intelligent thing to invest in. Investments.
Okay.
And to take it back from just, monetary wise, values. Give me a second. I
That's
do want to
fine.
put some of the things because it said morals and principles. That was my merit, worth, and usefulness. So also, your core values. Like, what do you really stand for? What is that thing that even if you're a quiet person, if you're a shy person, if you're outspoken, what is gonna make you actually speak up and take a stand and actually do something that's gonna make a change
Mhm.
versus just talk about it, or versus just sit around and let it happen. Like, what's gonna make
Okay.
you get up and say, "Hey, this isn't right."
So just to make sure I'm hearing you right, value
Hmm.
someone who is smart enough to use what they have inside.
Period. And then,
Okay. I
I mean that
mean,
in the whole, like, literally, you're intelligent enough to use what God gave you,
yeah.
and not only what God gave you, but what you have acquired thus far to actually make sound and concise decisions
Yes.
that are not. I'm a logical person that is
Yes.
not based just solely on emotion, but they do include emotion
Yeah.
because you don't want to exclude that. And I'm learning that the hard way because now I'm including emotion in some of my decisions, and it's like, wow, that didn't make me feel good, or I thought that would make me feel really good, but it didn't, or I want that to make me feel good, but it's not.
Because you was thinking more logical and not in harmony and balance.
Okay, because
Okay.
I want to
Hey,
talk
let me
about
pull
that.
out my phone.
You know,
Okay. So just to get into the a good little start, what do you think the essentials to life are? Yeah, I took a turn. It's going
okay,
somewhere. Look, like she said, I'm taking it somewhere.
okay. The essential to life is definitely a shelter. A shelter. I've even asked God, like, if I need to be homeless, make me homeless to serve your purpose. So shelter, as in, like, mm, even if I had to sleep out here on this bench,
Yeah,
shelter in the way that I know I'm covered and I
you're
might have a
protected.
blanket. Yeah.
Okay.
So in that way, um, of course, the necessities of life. I'm not gonna say food, water. Like, we know that. Essentials, a network of people. This is me. A network of people, friends, family who you can depend on and lean on during them tough times because
Mhm.
sometimes them times be a little tough and you might think that it's your end when it's like not the end, but you just need somebody to say, "Hey, you're doing a good job." And then, cause I would just want to come with three
Okay.
essentials. Yourself. A lot of people don't know their self enough, and when I tell you I'm not speaking on nothing from where I'm above, I'm not above nothing. I'm still learning myself and actually learning myself a lot more now because of some of them said situations where I did not put my emotions into it, and I'm learning, like, hey, well, this is how Clarence feels.
Right.
This what it feel like when Clarence do this, and the response is this. So you gotta know yourself.
Taking inventory is so important. I don't think people do it enough. Like I've been having. I know every time y'all see me, I'm having a tough time. Life is hard. And it keeps coming up and
You
smacking
know.
me, but it's like I be going through a lot of stuff, and I'm just like trying to see why are you acting like this? What is happening? What is sitting on your spirit that is making you want to be isolated? What is
Yeah.
making you not want to talk to people? What is making you do all of these things? And it's like you really have to sit down with yourself and be like, bro, what's going on?
Same. I'm doing that right now, like, actively. So that's why I'm so glad I can have this platform. Thank you to
No.
talk about that as well, because and not to divert either. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm on theirs, but sometimes you got to sit down and say, hey, demon, this is what I'm dealing with. You've been here for X amount of years. Once you get to that awareness, you've been here this long. Do
It's
I
time
want to
for you
stay
to
with you?
go.
Yeah. Do I want to stay with you? Am I cool with you, or do I want you to go? And when you do that, you're gonna really wake up and say, damn, I missed a lot. I missed this, that, and the third because I was still operating in something that was not for me
Yeah.
because you didn't know you. So you're just taking anything else given to you and not really getting what is deserved for you as a person, whoever
Yeah.
that person may be to you. Because it's all about perspective too, and I've been looking at that too, on what what is the perception. I don't know. I mean, I'm getting it a little bit here and there, but I don't know. I can only perceive me, and
Yeah.
what I've known so far is actually a lot of stuff that everybody else think. Because now I'm like, I don't want that. Like, I don't want to be known for that when I die. But now it's like, okay, well, change it.
Oh, you said two things. Okay. Okay. So first of all, the fact that people do not take enough time to know themselves. So I was having a conversation with an older man,
Mm-hmm.
okay, because he was trying to put me on, and I was like, I'm good on that.
Mm-hmm.
But he was basically like, oh yeah, you should get with this man because X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, well, I don't know myself enough to want to get into that type of a relationship with a man, and then what? To even wrap it up or bring it back around.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to my friend. I told her, I was like, I don't know why people don't take the time and why they rush into get into these marriages at a young age, because of the fact that yes, divorce rates are high, but how can you tend to somebody when you can't tend to yourself for real? And that was my whole point. It was a lot in that, and I was just like, I feel like people would have better decision making if you took time to know who you are, what you stand for,
Yeah.
what you want, what you need, instead of being desperate and being like, "Oh, he wants to marry me."
Morals and values.
It's because, like Dr. Bryant said, once you do that, you're doing this stuff out of desperation.
But that's life. And as he did say, life do be lifing.
Life do be
But
lifing.
all in the sense of life do be lifing, you still gotta know like how you want your life to life. Cause it's not yes, it's just lifing. But stop acting like he ain't got
The means, because that's what
Like-
went through my head, because he was like, oh, I'm just doing what life, or how he say, I'm just dealing with the cards that were dealt with. Sir, you
I'm okay, can we go back?
Yes, please.
So I'm just go back to what he said. Okay, I do agree with the whole marrying young, having babies young. That's just me because you're more youthful.
Okay,
You got
yes.
the energy to do so. I know people got older parents, and sometimes that can be like the kid who grew up with their grandparent. The reason why I don't want to have no kids right now, and why I have changed my outlook on it,
Yeah.
I'm young. I still want to go out. I would my kid would be at their grandmama house, for sure. She would be. They
She'll
would
be raising him. Yeah.
and that's not what I want, because that's not what I had.
Right.
Yes, I was with my grandmother, but I always went home. Yes, I was with her for the weekend, but I always went home. And that's one thing that they did speak of too in there, that about the broken home thing. And I might be moving a little fast, but as far as broken homes, I didn't come from one, so I don't want to create one. And that's something subconscious in me that I always have said. Now I did say, if I get with a girl who surprises me after the fact, give me my baby. You don't deserve no. And I'm so for real about this. You do not deserve kids if you're not ready to have them, and you're not ready to nurture them, and you're not ready to be the person who you know they need to be. And granted, you might not know who that person is, but
You need
try
to
your
do your
best to be.
best,
Try
yeah.
your best. I know people. How can I say this?
You got it.
Right now, at the house, we do have 2 younger ones. Don't belong to nobody in there. They're younger cousins. They are having a very different upbringing than me.
Right.
It evokes certain feelings in me because I do not have that upbringing. So now they having an upbringing that's kind of like what I'm trying to avoid for my own. So it's making me kind of, if they there, they might as well be your own, because you're gonna be the same person that they are trying to get away from.
Yeah.
So you gotta stand up, tuck your gonads in, and get yourself together.
Well, by her definition, that's when one parent is not in the home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to take it biological. So, broken.
Okay. And that makes a difference too. Like,
Yeah.
people don't think about that either, but that make a difference.
It does. And it's like, some things I don't agree with when people say, like, oh, don't blame your mom, don't blame your dad, da 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 da. But what people also don't understand is everybody's story isn't the same.
Yeah.
The thing about growing up, or at least on my experience, my dad in and out, in and out, in and out. So, at what point do you say, "Oh, he wasn't there long enough"? You know what I'm saying? Like the absence of being like, how do I say it? If you was there up until let's say 2019 when I got diagnosed, okay,
Okay.
cool. So I got diagnosed, and then because I'm just turning 21 at this time, so he already knew. Da da da. Let's say I'm 21, I'm 25 now, turning 26, so that's about 5 years.
Yeah.
Are you saying that within those 5 years, I should take responsibility and not blame my dad for some of the issues that I'm having to this day? Or because that's how they make it seem is like, oh, you can't blame your parents for. Well, who? You know what I'm saying? I was like, and I'm
Okay.
not saying that you can choose my actions after that, but you played a very large part in a lot of the decisions that I've consciously made and unconsciously made because of the fact that a lot of stuff you didn't even teach me. I had to learn it. Uh, how would you say? Not first, second hand, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just because you did directly, you indirectly taught me things that I carry, and I'm trying to learn how to let them go while you doing nothing. Uh,
And okay.
and I only say that you're doing nothing because you have 5 kids, you take care of none of them, and you live by yourself, and you still claim you struggle. Sir, you're 40, what, 5? 46?
And that goes back to that scrambling to
Okay.
trying to pick it up
All
when
right.
it's too late. I don't want to call it an excuse
Mm-hmm.
because I understand it. Because
Yeah.
like I said, now I'm working through some of my own trauma that's like, damn, I didn't even know that was an issue.
And it's sneaky like that.
Very. So that's why it's like, it's not an excuse. But in the case of somebody who, not just 5 years, you always knew this bothered you.
Right.
You always knew this was an issue for you. You see it popping up in different areas of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a
Ask
mirror
me.
what you said.
I'm about to say, ask me.
Okay.
'Cause I
Okay.
know whatever you want to ask.
When do you at some point say, okay, I'm gonna release this? I'm gonna release these feelings because I guess I have to go logical. I'm gonna release these feelings that I have for this said person or this said situation, and say, hey, how can I fix it for me? Like, when when is the accountability to say, hey, it's okay that this happened,
Mm-hmm.
but how I'm gonna fix it? Because obviously it's not gonna happen that way.
I can only speak for me. And with trying to connect so many times, I think that was my fault. I should have left it alone. But the hope in me, the hope that you would do better because you see that I'm trying so hard,
Yeah.
year after year, day after day, you would think that you would care enough to, be there for me. I'm not asking you for nothing.
Yeah.
I know you're a liar. I know I know you're all the things, but I still accept you in that way. But you constantly keep on doing things that either push me away, and it manifests into other things. So it's
Yeah.
hard to just be like, oh, yep, I accept it, because now it's popping up over here,
Yeah.
and it's a reminder constantly, like, oh, am I enough? Why am I not lovable? Why can't I receive love? Why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? And it hurts. It does hurt. And
I know.
it's like, or if you try dating and then you keep seeing your dad and these men, that sucks because it's still in your face. You trying to get away from it, you trying to find love, and then this man lying to you. This man is making you seem like he's always the victim, or whatever the case is with other people's. I'm describing my dad.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
but it's like, I'm trying to move on, but every time I keep.
Yeah.
So, and then I know, like, outside looking in, it's like, you a grown woman. Why you letting your daddy issues, da-da-da? What you want me to do with them? Where do you want me to, I'm trying to let it
Yeah,
go,
like,
and
where
to keep
do
on
they
coming
go?
up. I don't know.
Okay. So thanks for the insight
Yeah,
as
of
well.
course.
Almost as if the issues are gonna keep occurring, so I really can't let it go. right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very
So,
much recurring.
so for me, I've had love interests that may have, you know, been following me for years.
Yeah.
Years. Um, I'ma still do me. If we not a thing, out of sight, out of mind. To
Okay.
me, and unfortunately, that ideology has caused me a few other relationships, just friendships, anything that I did value a lot. Um, and me also not valuing myself because of that same ideology,
Mm.
like out of sight, out of mind. Well, this is right here, right now. So you can dibble and dabble in that,
Yeah.
but always know the foundation. But sometimes you dibble and dabble in that. Somebody said, "Oh, you saying F the foundation?" So F the foundation. So to add to that, to actually wrap that point around
Because
and
we
around,
like to do that.
to wrap it around, some of my issues have kind of showed up in ways that I did not know of actually receiving love or actually receiving something that I might have thought that I wanted,
Mm-hmm.
but like, did you really need that though?
Right.
Cause don't you got that in yourself? You actually giving it away so much, and now I ain't gonna lie, I'm a all type of thieves, lying, conniving in a lot of people's story now. I'm so happy for that, cause that means now that I'm not just being like, okay, well, either F it and just logic,
Yeah.
so that way that don't affect me. But now the emotions is coming in, so it's like, wow, emotionally, I kind of have been trying to please people for no reason just to keep an image. I don't even care.
Mm.
I really, oh,
Yeah.
find it in a nice way. I really don't
What she
give.
say? It's taking you that long?
Yeah.
It is.
Like, I don't get too flying fish for real what somebody gotta
Yeah.
think, cause I think very cool about myself. Not always highly, but real
Yeah.
cool enough that I'm cool when I wake up and when I go to sleep and wake up. I know I'm waking up in Clarence body.
Yeah.
Like, Clarence still trying to do certain things to make sure his life is progressing. The emotions do hurt though, so
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from. The emotions do hurt. That's why I was a deep sigh. Yes, I'm waking up in my body, but that person may not be the person who they once were for me, and now it's like, well, you was never that for me, but like I was. You forgot.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm
A lot of
still,
people have amnesia once things get a little rocky, so
yeah. When the tables turn, it's like look, now we flip the script, but
yeah.
this flip was never script. Like I said, I woke up in my body. I told you who Clarence was. You know who Clarence is. In same way as Miss Bryant said,
Doctor.
Doctor, you Dr. Bryant, the Dr. Bryant, you can't turn that water into nothing else. It's still
Nothing
gonna be
else.
water. You pour it in a different cup. You can do all of that. But if you was trying to put me in a big glass, but you seen, and I literally told you, I'm not a big glass.
I'm so
I'm
glad
an
that you just brought
ocean,
this
or
up.
I'm a pond. Why you trying to come to me with a glass and then blame me for not fitting in the glass? I don't get that.
I'm so glad you said that. There are there's so many situations that I've done been through in the past where I am blatantly I am so open and I'm telling them, or I might say, let's just one scenario. I am not looking for a relationship. I am not looking for this. I am not looking for that because I'm trying to align my purpose with this, this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
They take that and then try to use it against me and be like, well, you act like. All right. That's what you wanted to believe. I can't control how you see me or how you want me to be or any of that because I told you what it was when you asked me.
Question.
Yes.
Does because I am working in my feelings, does that sometimes make you feel like a shitty person?
No, it makes me feel like I'm not heard. You not listening to me, and that right there tells me, especially coming from men who want to be with me, that you're not for me because I need a man that's gonna listen. I already feel like I'm not heard, and I've said this on here multiple times. That's why I created my podcast because
Yeah.
I didn't feel heard. You gonna listen if you gonna click it.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's it makes me feel like you're not listening. That's as simple as that. Why should I feel bad because I'm telling you up front how I am? I told you, oh, I'm not a nice woman. I'm a good woman. I ain't nice.
I ain't going for nothing.
I'm not going for that. So don't try to make it seem like when I get an attitude or when I'm getting irritated or I want to feel in my aloneness that, oh, now I'm in the wrong.
Yeah.
Well, excuse the hell out of me. Because I told you that. I told you how I am from when I was in a good place. I told you how I was. So it wasn't no cap, no surprise. It wasn't none of that. It was, hey, when I feel like the world is against me, I want to be alone. I don't need you up on me. I don't need you keep on. Because you hold on too tight to the sand, it's going to slip through your fingers.
I like that analogy.
Right.
Connect sand. I do, just because I did ask that question, I do want to be vulnerable. Don't bite my tongue. I told myself not to do that. Sometimes I do actually feel like a shitty person because of that. Only because of maybe it might be somebody's like first impression of me. Or then once I do get that perception that they have of me, it's like, well, damn, I thought it was this. So what is it really? So then when I'm getting it real, it's like you take, they said that on the thing. You're not ready yet. You don't know what you want. Or like I said, all these thieves lying, dragging people through the mud, keeping them on a leash, whatever y'all want to say.
Whatever y'all want to say.
But it still have to introspect, because it's like, well, if this is what people are perceiving and I'm thinking I'm this and I'm thinking I'm that, what is it really? So does that now make me like this individual who isn't what I'm thinking? And everybody, of course, they're going to pour into you, but you can pour into me all you want to.
I got two things.
What you believe is what you believe. So,
yeah.
I mean, not so much now, shitty person, because more so it's like, I'm not looking at them like shitty people, but I am looking at like, oh, well, look at what, not to point the finger, but look at what I do. Like she said, look at what I do. Let me look at what you do. Let me see if that align with what you actually saying.
Yeah.
Because some of the stuff be the same stuff that they do. So it's like, let me take that back. Let me just take my energy back and let me focus on me, because I have to. I'm going to kill myself trying to keep up this image that ain't even me, because I don't care. It's going to fall through the cracks, like you said.
The thing about all of that, everybody's not meant for people like us. I want you to know that we different. And no, because like, especially this season, I haven't had nobody who I felt like I didn't connect with. I connect with my people. I
feel you.
Everybody's not gonna see. Everybody's gonna have a story or a perception or whatever of you. That don't make it true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So those people who feel like, oh, how dare he? They don't know you, bruh.
Because that's the energy I met with y'all. Swear.
But they don't know you. They don't. Just because you met me at that point in my life or that day doesn't mean that that's who I am. True. You are constantly changing. You are constantly evaluating yourself, and you are doing the work. So it's not like you're one way and you're stuck. You know what I'm saying? So people who just see you and don't even give you the opportunity, just like first impressions, really, I don't care for them, because what if that was a front?
Shit, what if I was having a bad day? I promise you, if I was having a bad day, you're going to meet the wrong person.
Or what if you was having an excellent day, but you ain't never having that day ever again? You know what I'm saying? So now
I like that.
It's all about people who are meant to be around you. They're not going to give up on you that easy and not going to judge you like that, especially off the bat. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, people don't know you. You know you better than anybody. And if you felt bad about it, you sit back, you take a step back and you evaluate and be like, now, was I walking in my purpose? Was I walking as myself? Was I being myself? And then you go off face that. Go off face
I mean, I just want to answer that, no. Unfortunately not. Maybe overcompensating, doing something I didn't want to do, then trying to keep it. Man, it's like, sometimes I don't even want to talk to people. I can feel it. I already know. Empathic, working on my gifts too a lot, especially with the school thing. So it's like, I can feel it. I can feel you don't mean that when you say that. I can feel that you have now changed your ideology to something else.
Right.
I told somebody this the other day. I said, I see that from a mile away. No matter what it is, I see it from a mile away. So I would tend to ignore it. I tend to experiment with it, and I tend to be like, oh well, maybe this could work in this way. Like, no, maybe you can't be friends.
Yeah,
And,
because everything ain't meant for everybody.
you know, maybe I can't be friends with my ex. Hate that. Weighing it off nice. But maybe it should have just been cut communication when they did say that the first time, Clarence. Because it wasn't meant.
Yeah, because we so deep. It's deeper than the questions.
You know.
And this is what and I know I shouldn't overcompensate when I'm talking to you. I should just have 3 main bullet points to keep it
We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going.
because we pull from each other. You know what I'm saying? We pull and we push and we pull and we push, and I respect that.
You know, and I do want to say, what is that? That's understanding balance in a relationship.
Come on,
right there.
and that's how we and that's how we wrap it up. What does balance mean in the context of a relationship?
So I'm gonna go to my notes really
Okay.
quick. I just want to say something my teacher said today, and I hope I wrote it down on this paper.
While you're looking, what are you studying right now?
Neuromuscular therapy.
Go ahead with your bad self.
So when y'all need to get y'all muscles relaxed or anything of that nature, y'all can come see me. Waiting on the business. I'm not licensed yet, so I don't want to advertise.
Yeah.
But
just know.
Y'all can know now because I'm finna be done.
I'm
and
so proud
you know,
of you.
anybody looking ain't gonna be able to stop it. So yeah. But that's what I'm doing right now.
All right.
Actually, I don't think it's here. I think I just wrote down on paper. So
Okay.
I do remember. We were talking about regulation and balance of our actual nervous systems. So I just want to bring that definition into what she said, because she also is like a relationship counselor, sex and everything. So I meant to ask her about this before I left, but she gave me enough just, being a teacher.
Right.
Regulation, she said she don't like to use the word regulation. It sounds like rules. It sounds like what you can and what you cannot do.
Okay.
Balance is balance. Sometimes sometimes you need to be a little more angry this time for these people to hear. Sometimes you need to sit back and chill. Like, my whole demeanor is like sit back and chill. But lately, the balance been off because I've been needing to use this gift. I've been needing
Is
to
the
tell
offer
people
is
about
getting on?
it. But
You
get
feel-
it on.
you
We
feel
get
me?
it. Cause now it's time for me to actually speak my piece, and now it's time for the ignorance to kind of. Because what are you talking about? What are you doing? If you around me, and I don't want to sound egotist. If you're around me, and you're perpetuating this image, or you're being this person that I'm off rip, like I said, see it from a mile away, that
Yeah.
I just would rather not engage with, I really shouldn't even be in that room. Forget interacting with you. I shouldn't have been in the whole room. I need to leave because y'all gonna make me be somebody who, yes, I am, but a person who I don't want to.
You wanna evolve. And,
So I did
yes.
just want to say that. But as far as balance, can you repeat the question?
Of course. I was
I just wanted to
wondering,
preface it with that.
what does balance mean in context of a relationship?
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
balance in the context of a relationship, same way as balancing with yourself. Friendship, momship, your dad, romantic. I
Yeah.
feel like it's all the same. It's very similar. One, you need to be able to communicate effectively.
Well, why you want a topic? No, you not. Oh my God. We don't get no announcement. That's insane.
A little flicker.
A little. Hey, we're closing down in
Then
2
they
minutes.
said it's the weekday. Go home.
Damn, that's crazy.